scribes were looking for a way to arrest Jesus by stealth and kill him. For they said, not during the festival, or there may be a riot among the people. They were looking for their own answers. They thought they knew how the world worked. While they worried, Jesus sat at the table in the house of Simon the leper. A woman came with an alabaster jar of very costly ointment of nard, and she broke open the jar and poured the ointment on his head. But some were there who said to one another in anger, "Why was the ointment wasted in this way? For this ointment could have been sold for more than 300 denarii and the money given to the poor." And they scolded her. She did not reply. She continued with her own task. She did what she could. She anointed his body beforehand for his burial. Jesus spoke, where she did not. "Truly I tell you," he said, "wherever the good news is proclaimed in the whole world, what she has done will be told in remembrance of her. Come, kneel beside her. Do not speak, but remember what your hands have done to proclaim the good news."
Then Judas Iscariot, who was one of the 12, went to the chief priests in order to betray him to them. When they heard it, they were greatly pleased and promised to give him money. So he began to look for an opportunity to betray him. They didn't understand this his way. They didn't understand all that he taught, but when it came time to share in the Passover feast, they turned to Jesus. On the first day of the unleavened bread, when the Passover lamb is sacrificed, his disciples asked, "Where do you want us to go and make the preparations for you to eat the Passover?" So he sent 2 of his disciples, saying to them, "Go into the city, and a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him, and wherever he enters, say to the owner of the house, 'The teacher asks, where is my guest room, where I may eat the Passover with my disciples?' He will show you a large room upstairs, furnished and ready. Making preparations for us there." The disciples set out and went to the city and found everything as he had told them. And they prepared the Passover meal. When it was evening, he came with the 12. And when they had taken their places and were eating, Jesus said, "Truly, I tell you, one of you will betray me, who is eating with me." They began to be distressed and said to him one after another, "Surely not I." He said to them, those looking for answers, those who came looking for peace, it is one of the 12, one who is dipping bread into the bowl with me. For the Son of Man, the human one, goes as it is written of him. But woe to that one by whom the human one is betrayed. It would have been better for that one not to have been born." While they were eating, he took a loaf of bread, and after blessing it, broke it, gave it to them, and said, "Take, this is my body." Then he took a cup, and giving thanks, he gave it to them, and all of them drank from it. He said to them, "This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many. Truly I tell you, I will never again drink of the fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new in the kingdom of God. Come, find your place at this table, you who need answers, you who came looking for peace."
They went to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." He took with him Peter and James and John, and began to be distressed and agitated, and said to them, "I am deeply grieved, even to death. Remain here and keep awake." And going a little farther, Jesus threw himself on the ground and prayed that, if it were possible, the hour might pass from him. He said, "Abba, For you all things are possible. Remove this cup from me. Yet not what I want, but what you want." He came and found them sleeping. And Jesus said to Peter, "Simon, are you asleep? Could you not keep awake 1 hour? Keep awake and pray that you may not come into the time of trial. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." And again he went away and prayed, saying the same words. And once more he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were very heavy, and they did not know what to say to him. They had no answers. "Come, rest in the garden, you who are weary, you who don't have answers."
I invite you to stand as you are able as we sing hymn number 97.